My name is Nicholas. Welcome to this week's Hatha practice. For for today, I suggest having a couple of hard blocks and a soft block. And when you're ready, we'll get started in a seated position. If there's somewhere else you want to begin, then go for it. So if you're coming to a seat, choose any comfortable seat. So maybe cross-legged. If anything feels a little fidgety and you want to shake out before you settle in, then go for it. And then start to settle the hips here. Whatever is touching the floor, gently start to ground it down. Rebounding the spine, softening the shoulders. Find a little length for that back line of the neck. Hands can rest wherever feel the most comfortable, and if you'd like to close down the eyes, otherwise soft gaze. And when you find your stillness, start to check in with the body to see how it feels today. And taking that scan from the feet to the head, noticing everything along the way. Notice your breath, notice the quality of your inhales and exhales. And as you feel ready to, gently invite the breath to start to deepen here. If at any point during today's practice you notice that the mind has started to wander, gently guide your attention back to your body and back to your breath. You might stay in stillness here for as long as it serves you. And only when you feel ready to start to move, Find a little movement here, maybe wiggle the fingers and the toes, maybe roll the head gently side to side a few times. Awesome. We'll stay seated a little while longer, but if you want to change the cross of your legs just to keep things even, and we'll set up for a twist here. So take a moment and take an inhale and lengthen the spine. And then twist over towards the left. You can use the hands for support any way you like. And if the floor is a little far away, feel free to use one of your props. And from your twist, take a deep inhale, lengthen once again. And you might even twist a little deeper. If you like to take the gaze over the left shoulder, then go for it. Take a few deep breaths here. With your next inhale, unravel back to center. And with your exhale, twist to the opposite side. And take an inhale breath here, reset, lengthen. Maybe twisting a little deeper with your exhale, maybe the gaze over the right shoulder. Awesome. With an inhale breath, come back to center, maybe just a brief counter stretch. And then when you're ready, if you're sitting on a prop, you can move it out of the way. Extend the legs for a moment, just give the knees a little tap, maybe windshield wiper the feet a little bit. And then when you're ready, swing the legs around and come and find a tabletop position. And bringing the hands roughly underneath the shoulders, knees roughly underneath the hips. And then we'll flow cat-cow here. So with an inhale breath, let the belly sag down, lift the heart space in the tailbone, maybe lift the gaze. And with your exhale, press the hands to the floor, bring the chin towards the chest to dome the upper back. And then inhale breath, lengthen the front body. And exhale to lengthen the back body. Moving with your breath at your pace. You're always welcome to pause along the way if there's a sticky spot you'd like to breathe into. You're always welcome to add on, maybe turning the head each time you inhale or circling the belly or something else. In the last few rounds here, so if you've added something, just make sure you feel even side to side. When you're ready with an exhale, returning to your tabletop position, and then walk the knees back a little bit, lower all the way down onto the belly. And take the hands off to the sides, maybe even off the mat. You can have your palms flat or work from fingertips here. And we'll find strange cobra, so press the tops of the feet to the floor, anchor the pelvis. With an inhale breath, lift the heart space up. And then dip the right shoulder and take a gentle twist over towards the left. Inhale, lift to center. And other side. And we'll do 3 more each side. Last round each side. Inhale, lift up, and soften down. Now bring the hands underneath the shoulders, press up to a tabletop position, and then secure the hands, spread the fingers nice and wide apart, tuck the toes under, start to lift the hips as you press them up and back towards downward facing dog. Now take the first few breaths here just to settle in, so maybe pedal the legs a little bit, check in to see what the back lines of the legs feel like, the calves, the hamstrings, the ankles. And check in with the arms as well. Keep the hands anchored into the floor, stabilizing the wrists, stabilizing the shoulders. If you like a little movement for head or neck, feel free to let that go. And when you are ready, come and find your stillness in this shape. You can keep a gentle or generous bend to the knees here. And keep the hands pressing the floor away. And breathe deeply. Awesome. From your down dog, take a deep inhale through the nose. And with your exhale, take a sigh out the mouth. Once more, inhale and let it go. Now bend the knees as you inhale, look towards the top of the mat. And as you exhale, start to walk the feet towards the hands and come and find your forward fold. Even here, give yourself as generous a bend to the knees as you need to keep the low back feeling happy. If you'd rather be in a halfway lift shape, you can work from fingertips or bring your blocks in. Maybe a little movement for the hips. Notice the backs of the legs. And soften anything you don't need here. Awesome. From your forward fold, take an inhale breath. Maybe bring the hands to the legs. Come to a halfway lift. And as you exhale, fold back in. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold in, exhale. Last one like this. Inhale. And sigh it out. Now to transition, inhale, halfway lift. And with your exhale, step the left foot all the way to the back of the mat and lower the left knee to the floor. Setting yourself up for a low lunge here. Take a moment to adjust anything that you need. If you want to add some padding to the back knee, then go for it. And then once everything feels balanced and secure, take an inhale breath, reach the arms up towards the ceiling, lift the heart. As you exhale, bring the chest towards that front thigh, circle the arms down and back. Inhale, reach it back up. And exhale, round in. A few more like this. Inhale. And exhale. Last 3. Last one. All right, inhale, reach the arms up. Now pause here for a moment as you exhale, soften just the shoulders, the shrug muscles, and if you need to adjust something in your stance, then go for it. And take a deep inhale and twist towards the right, bring the arms to a T shape. Inhale, reach back up, and same side, same again as you exhale. And 5 more rounds with your breath. Last one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring the hands to the floor. Step the right knee down to the floor and we'll find child's pose. So maybe separating the knees a little wider apart, bring the hips towards the heels, and then start to lower the chest down towards the floor. You can keep the arms extended forward. You can bend the elbows. You can add props for the hips or for the forehead. Maybe give yourself a gentle rock to settle in here, and then find your stillness and your breath. And choose stillness here for as long as you need, and only when you feel ready, make your way back up to a tabletop position. And resetting the hands roughly underneath the shoulders, the knees roughly underneath the hips. And from here, we'll extend the right leg straight behind. Now you can work with just the right leg, or you can extend the left arm, the opposite arm towards the front. And take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, bring the knee towards the chest, towards the elbow. Inhale, breath to lengthen. And same again. And 3 more. Last one. Now inhale, extend. And keep the right leg extended, but lower the toes down to the floor. You can bring the left hand down too. Now kickstand the left foot out towards the left, drop the right heel to the floor, and with an inhale, reach the right arm up towards the ceiling for a modified side plank. Now you can make this what you need it to be so you can stay right here. If you want more challenge, think about hovering the left knee off the floor or even lifting it a little higher. Top arm can be straight up or maybe towards the front, palm down. And be where you need to be. Find your breath. Awesome. Last inhale here. And then we'll come out the same way we came in. So lower the left knee, lower the right hand, and then bring the right knee down next to the left. Now a little different here. From your tabletop position, send the left foot to the back of the mat, and then start to walk the left foot across and over towards the right. We'll set up for a side stretch here, so you can start to take the upper body a little bit over towards the right as well. Maybe just walking the hands slowly. In my body, I find lowering to the right elbow makes this feel more comfortable. And then the left hand can continue to walk over towards the right. And we're looking for that side stretch for the whole left side of the body. The head can hang heavy. Awesome. So slowly start to lift back up if you came down to the elbow, and then we'll step the left foot to the top of the mat. We'll keep the back knee lowered once again, and you can pat the back knee if needed. When you're ready, you can come on up and reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Now bend the right elbow, right hand towards the back of the neck, and maybe left hand comes on to cup the right elbow. And take a deep inhale, lengthen the right side, and as you exhale, arc over towards the left. If things are unbalanced, take the left foot a little wider. Inhale, breath, back to center, and then same side, exhale. And 3 more. Last one. Inhale, breath, come on up. With your exhale, guide the right elbow to the outside of the left knee for a twist. Now you can just have the one arm here, the other arm can reach up if you like, or bring the left palm onto the right. Start to press the palms together and see if you can open the chest towards the left a little further. Now back knee can stay lowered, or when you're ready, lift the back knee up to power up the shape. Really create some resistance with the front knee, pressing it into that right elbow. Breathe here. In a few breaths, we'll meet in a forward fold. So you can choose your own transition if you want to unravel and step forward, or if you want to transition to a twisted chair with me, then go for it. Look down towards the floor, staying in your twist. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, see if you can step the right foot to join the left. Staying deep in your chair, take a deep inhale, deep exhale. 2 more if you're with me. And then inhale, unravel to the center. Exhale, fold over the legs. Let's see what feels good here. Find some movement first if you like. And when you're ready for your stillness, choose any arm expression, maybe hands to opposite elbows or something else. If you have a bind, you can let it go. Bring the hands to the floor, to the legs. Inhale, breath. Find your halfway lift. And sigh it out. And again, inhale. Last one. Now to transition, inhale, halfway lift. With your exhale, step the right foot to the back of the mat and lower the right knee down to the floor. And take a moment to add padding as needed. Find your balance. You can widen your stance. With an inhale, reach the arms up towards the ceiling. And with your exhale, circle the arms down and back, hinge forward. Inhale, come on up, lift the heart. And exhale, reverse. And keep going with your breath. Last one like this. Inhale, lift up. And pause here, soften the shrug muscles. Deep inhale, lengthen. And twist to the left, arms to a T. Inhale, center. The same side. 5 more with your breath. Last one. Inhale, reach up. Hands to the floor. Find your tabletop. And then we'll set up for child's pose. So knees together, knees wide, hips to heels, chest towards the floor. Add in any props that you need here. Find a little movement if needed. And settle into stillness when you're ready. Stay in stillness a little while longer, or as you feel ready, make your way back up to your tabletop position. Awesome. From your tabletop, we'll send the left leg straight behind and toes pointing towards the floor, hips level side to side, maybe the right arm towards the front. Take a deep inhale and knee to elbow. Exhale. Inhale, stretch. Knee to elbow. And 3 more. Last one. Inhale, stretch. Lower the right hand, lower the left foot to the back of the mat. Just like the other side, kickstand the right foot over towards the right, drop the left heel down, right hand to center, line up right hand, right knee, left foot, left arm can reach up towards the ceiling. Now mirror whatever you did on the first side, mindful of the left shoulder here, or the right shoulder rather. Keep it secure, keep that hand pressing to the floor. If you hovered the right knee up, then go for it. Maybe left hand up overhead. Breathe here. Awesome. Look towards the floor, bring the left hand down, lower the right knee and step the left next to it. And from your tabletop position, extend the right leg now and start to walk the right leg over towards the left. Maybe lowering the left elbow and start to bring the right hand over towards the left as well. Head can hang heavy and breathe into that side stretch to the right side of the body. All right. Slowly make your way back out. Coming towards a tabletop position, we'll step the right foot all the way forward through the hands. If you need to adjust the left knee at all, then go for it. When you're ready, come on up and check in here. Notice maybe you need a little more support for the low back. You can find that slight hug, pubic bone towards belly button, and reach the arms up towards the ceiling. And then we'll bend the left elbow and you can cup it with the right. Inhale, breath, lengthen the left side and arc over towards the right. Inhale, center, and side stretch. 3 more. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left elbow across the body, outside the right knee. Take a moment to really build that connection there. Maybe the right hand comes on top. And press the palms together, see if you can open the chest a little further. And you can stay right here or tuck the back toes, lift the back knee up to power. Breathe into your stretches here. Find that strength with the legs, find that length through the spine. Now think about a transition. You can come with me or you can transition to the forward fold any way you like. Looking down toward the floor, take a deep inhale. With your exhale, step the left foot forward and then sink the hips for your chair. 3 deep breaths here. All right, inhale, unravel, and then hinge and fold over the legs. Give the hips some movement, the legs any stretch that they need, the torso, spine. When you're ready, come and find your stillness in your fold. Again, you can have as much of a bend to the knees as you need. You can stay in a halfway lift shape the whole time. If you like an arm expression here, maybe think about interlacing the hands at the low back, either reaching them towards the ceiling or keeping them there. Awesome. If your arms are overhead, you can release them down. And wherever you are, take an inhale, find a halfway lift, lengthen, and then sigh it out. And twice more. Last one. Inhale, halfway lift. And bring the hands to the floor, step the knees down, and we'll find child's pose. Knees wide or together, hips to heels. Lower the spine down. Add in any support that you need. As you find your stillness in your child's pose, take a scan through the body just to notice. Notice your breath here. Notice the quality of your inhales and exhales. Only when you feel ready to move again, and you can stay in stillness as long as you need. Bring yourself up to a tabletop position. Knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. And from here, we'll bring the elbows down to the floor, elbows roughly underneath the shoulders, forearms parallel or hands together. and setting up for a forearm plank. So when you're ready, you can step one foot, then the other to the back of the mat. And if you need to lower the knees, you can, except now they'll be behind the hips for a modified version. If the knees are lifted, then keep the feet really active, really tone the backs of the legs. Keep the elbows pressing down either way, find the stability of the shoulders, and then the gaze is towards the floor to keep the neck nice and long. If anything can soften here that you don't need, maybe the forehead or the jaw, breathe here. All right, wherever you are, take one last inhale. And with your exhale, lower the knees, then the pelvis, then the heart space to the floor. You can stack the palms and rest the forehead for a moment. Maybe give the hips a little rock side to side. And from here, we'll set up for a back bend. So when you feel ready, you can send the arms down by your sides. We'll find locust pose. So a few different options for the arms. You can keep the hands down the whole time to stabilize. You can grip the edges of the mat. If you have space, you might interlace the hands behind the back. Now, before you lift anything up, bring the big toes together and then imagine like you're zipping up the inside line of the legs. Find that strength, the engagement through the hamstrings. And then with an inhale breath, press the pelvis down and lift anything you like up off the floor. Think about lifting for length, so crown of the head reaching forward, toes reaching away, and breathe here. Last couple breaths, find that length. If you'd like to stay for up to 5 more breaths, then you can. And when you're ready, you can release everything down to the floor, maybe stacking the palms under the forehead. You can turn the head to one side as well, maybe to release the neck. And an option as well to find half frog, maybe sliding that right knee up towards the right. Even here, a little movement wherever you can find it, or choose your stillness. If the head is turned one side, switch it to the other. And likewise, if one knee is bent up to the side, then switch to the other. Awesome. Re-extending the left leg, bring the head to center, the hands under the shoulders, press up to a tabletop position. We're going to set up for a toe squat here. If toe squat doesn't work for you and you'd rather come to kind of a regular squat with your feet flat, then go for it. You can also find a seated butterfly. So if you're coming with me, tuck the toes under, separate the knees a little wider, and then slowly walk the hands in to lift the knees up off the floor. Find your version of this. So if having the knees wide doesn't work, feel free to take the knees together version. And if the floor is a little far away or you'd like to use your props for support, you can use any height setting and maybe walk the hands along your side or out in front so that you can lengthen the spine. And find your balance here, so maybe a gaze point to keep you steady. If you want more challenge, you could play with closing down the eyes. Just make sure you have space behind you because sometimes the tendency is to roll out. Make sure you're still breathing here. Notice if there's anything that's working that doesn't have to be, that can soften a little bit. Awesome. When you're ready, we'll transition to a wide-legged forward fold. So you can lift the hips up towards the ceiling and then take a big step with one foot parallel the feet. You can still use your blocks here, any height setting you like. Find an appropriate distance between your feet and then angle the feet however feels the most comfortable for ankles, knees, hips, even low back. Now, if you want to stay in a halfway lift, you're welcome to. If you'd like to hinge and fold, then go for it. See if there's an arm expression you want to take here. You can do hands to elbows, hands to the low back or to the legs. You could also do earmuffs with the hands, adding a little weight to the head, finding a release for the spine. Awesome. If you have a bind, you can let that go. Come to your halfway lift position and then heel toe the feet a little closer together. We'll bend the knees, come through a squat, but we won't stay. Lower the bum down to the floor. And then maybe a gentle windshield wiper of the knees side to side to release. Awesome. When you're ready, we'll swing the legs towards the front and then find a seat here. So maybe sitting up off of your soft block. We'll keep the left leg extended forward, but bend the right knee in, right foot to the inside of the left leg, and maybe a support for that knee. Setting up to fold here, so really find that connection of the sit bones in towards the floor, and take a moment to lengthen the spine. And then as you're ready, you can start to hinge your way forward. Now hands can come along for support. You could even bend that left knee as much as you need, especially if there's a lot of pressure in the low back. And then find the spot where you start to round, and you might pause there. You can also pulse a little to help yourself settle in, maybe inhaling to lift partway, exhaling to soften down. If you like to let the head go, let it hang nice and heavy, then go for it. And especially if you are rounding the upper back, just make sure you're not pulling on anything with the hands. Let it be a little more passive. All right, with the support of the hands, slowly start to lift yourself back up. And we'll keep the left leg extended to start, but bring the right foot down to the floor. The setting for a twist, so right foot can be on this side or on the other side of the left. Now, left leg can stay extended, or if you want to bend the left knee as well, swing it towards that right hip, then go for it. You can take the right hand behind you, inhale, reach the left arm high, and as you exhale, twist towards the right and connect the left elbow to the right knee any way you like. Find that length here, and then maybe gaze over that right shoulder. Inhale, unravel back to center, maybe a counter twist. Awesome. And then back to center, release the legs, maybe give them a little shake out. And then we'll set up to fold on the second side. So right leg can stay extended, left knee can bend in, and support the left knee maybe with a block. And take a moment to settle the hips, ground down whatever's touching the floor, lengthen the spine, and then you can start to hinge your way forward. And see what this side feels like. The same option to maybe pulse a few times with your breath. You can add a bend to the right knee. You can round the upper spine, let the head hang heavy. Be wherever you need to be. Find your pain-free expression and find your breath. With the support of the hands, slowly start to lift yourself back up. Lifting the left knee up towards the ceiling, stepping the left foot down on either side of the right leg. And if you did so on the first side, you can bend that right knee in. Left hand behind, right arm to the ceiling. Take your deep inhale. And then twist towards the left, right elbow to left knee, any way you like. Lengthen with that first inhale. And maybe take the gaze over the left shoulder. Awesome. Unraveling back to center, maybe a counter twist to the other side. And then re-extend the legs, give them a little shake out, maybe a little tap. And then you can come off of your prop. We're going to lower down to the back. It might be helpful to have one of your hard blocks on either side. You can come down any way you like to get there. Awesome. And then touch down here. Set the knees up roughly on top of the feet, and then we'll lift the left leg up, cross the left ankle over the right knee. Setting for thread the needle, so you can stay right here, or you can reach through, catch hold of the right hamstring, maybe the right shin, And then choose stillness here. You can find a gentle rock, see what that feels like. If the left knee needs a little more support, you could think about flexing the left foot and see what that feels like for you. Maybe creating a little resistance for that left thigh with the left elbow gently pressing into it. Gently release and lower the right foot down, uncross the left, and we'll set up straight for the second side. So right ankle just above the left knee, pause or reach through left hamstring or the left shin and see what this side needs, maybe flexing the right foot, maybe a little rocking to help you settle in. Breathe into your shape. And then gently release that left foot and then the right down to the floor. And keep the left knee bent, but extend the right leg towards straight, and then scoot the hips a little over towards the left. You can start to guide that left knee across the body and over towards the right, maybe to land on one of your props. I also like to hook those left toes kind of underneath the right leg to just keep everything steady. You can stay right here for your twist, or if you want to add a quad stretch for that right leg, you can think about bending the right knee and then reaching down to catch the foot. You might need a little help to get there. And then if either shoulder, maybe that left one is lifting up off the floor, you could slide your other prop underneath. It's not a bad thing if it's lifted, but if you'd like to feel a little more grounded there, then go for it. And then any other arm expression you like, I'm holding my hand or my foot. Find your stillness here. Gently release if you're holding the right foot. And let the left knee lift up towards the ceiling, hips down to center. And we'll set up for the second side. So now keeping the right leg bent and extending the left leg, scoot the hips over towards the right a little bit, and then lower that right knee across the body, maybe onto a support. And take your time to get set up here, and then choose maybe to catch hold of the left foot.
This side might feel a little different to the first side, so if you need to modify or add some extra props, then go for it. Settle in as you're ready, find your breath. And gently let go of that left foot and release the right leg to center. Scoot the hips to midline here, and then maybe take the feet a little wider, give them a gentle windshield wiper side to side just to release. And check in here. If your body's asking for any last quiet shape or movement, you can take that now. And when you feel ready, we'll set up for Shavasana. For today, I'm going to offer to do it in a reclined butterfly shape. So if you'd like to join me for that, then great. If you'd rather a different symmetrical shape, then go for that instead. You also don't have to be on the back if resting in a seat or in child's pose would be better for you. I like to support the knees with some props, or the hips rather, just so that the legs feel like they have somewhere to rest. And check in with the proportions of your shape. If you want to bring the feet a little closer to the pelvis or further away, then go for it. And see where you like the arms here, maybe down by the sides, maybe hands to the pelvis to help ground, or maybe arms to the floor overhead. Whatever you're choosing, make sure it feels like the most comfortable. And then take that scan through the body here just to notice if anything needs a little attention. Notice if anything's holding a little tension that maybe can soften. Let your breath release back to its natural inhale and exhale. And let the body get heavy as you settle in here. And gently deepen the breath to reawaken the body. And from wherever they are, bring one hand to the heart space and one hand to the belly. And take your deepest inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and sigh it out. And again, like that, inhale. Last one. And if the knees are open, you can reach down, gently guide them together. Maybe feet wide for a little bit. Give yourself a gentle windshield wiper side to side. Awesome. When you're ready, rolling down to one side, taking a pause for a breath or two. As you feel ready, supported by your hands, making your way up to find any comfortable seated position, using any of the props you have around to support your shape. Take a moment to settle the pelvis and whatever's touching the floor to the floor. Take a moment to lengthen the spine, to soften the shrug muscles. Maybe that slight tuck of the chin in towards the throat. And take the scan through the body just to notice here. Perhaps connecting the hands in front of the heart, maybe bowing the chin towards the chest. Thank you for sharing your breath and your energy today. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for your practice. And my name is Nicholas. If you have any questions, please reach out and have a great week.